Okay, are we online? It is good to be back. I've been enjoying some time off, guys, not gonna lie. I need it. I need it for a few reasons. I have, it's good to get away from work, one. Two, wifey's birthday was a success. And three, I just needed to clear my mind a little bit, you know? Get mentally prepared, get some ideas on what I want to do with Tellarknights. And as the community grows and we get more and more people here, UAV online, that's right, UAV is online. And as the community grows and we get more and more people here, a lot of people came to me and asked me for introduction to Tellarknights. So what I want to do is and I'll probably make a video about this as well. But while I guys have you here, I want to reintroduce you to Tellarknights, okay? So Tellarknights was a deck that came out in 2015, almost 11 years ago. Had great success, won Worlds at some point. A lot of you guys don't know that, but it did win Worlds and became very successful deck. It was known as a control deck, right? It was known as control deck. It mainly revolved around Unukalai, Altair, I believe the Neb. Where's the Neb? Vega, and then Delteros. I think Delteros with, I think Trevor came out later. But these were like the main cards, right, to start with. And the idea was that you would spam your opponent's board, and of course the Tellarknights, with Tellarknight monsters as well. Like, it was a rank 4 engine. There was the chair and the stick combo. There was the heroic combo. There was the soul charge. That was a very popular card back then. That's not allowed anymore, and for a good reason. You pay life points. You bring out any monster in the graveyard. I don't see this card ever coming off the ban list. But we were like, being a rank 4 engine, we were spammed that out a lot with cards like Call of the Haunted, which was a centerpiece in the deck, as well as Fiendish Chain. If I know how to spell. Oh my god. I'm laying out some knowledge on you guys, but I can't spell. So Fiendish Chain, Call of the Hunted were stapled, and that was because of Trevor, guys. When Trevor came into the picture, you basically will bring out 3 Tellarknight monsters, right? 3 level 4 monsters, and then you bring out Trevor, bounce everything, bounce all these continuous cards. So your basic bread and butter combo was like 3 of this, 3 of this, 3 of this, 2 to 3 of this. You know, and then you had like cards like Photon Thrasher. And if you guys go back to 2015 and try to take out a deck list, it was basically like Tellarknights and like free rank 4 bodies. What else was there, guys? What's that one lizard? Not Kage Kotage, but there was a different one. Chameleon or something? This one. Right? Yeah, and then also a mathematician. This guy as well was a 3 of. Rhoda was 3 of at the time, you know. So this was basically like a control deck, right? So what you do is you control the field. This, because Tellarknights at the time, it was really revolutionary what they were able to do, because they were always on summon activated, right? It was not a normal summon, it was not a special summon, it was not a flip summon, it was all of that together. So by any means necessary, which included Fiendish Chain and cards like Monster Reborn, I don't know, other continuous trap cards like what do you call it? What other continuous trap cards there were that dominated this? What's the one that takes away the monster? I forget the name, but if you guys can remember the name. So basically, it's control and spam. Yeah. So it was cards like Fiendish Chain, Breakthrough Skill was also a card here. There was a card, a continuous trap card that takes away your opponent's monster. Oasis was also another one. This brings back memories. But because of this, we were able to make like crazy rank 4 monsters. Cards like Rongo was allowed in there, which is something with the Crackdown. That's right, it was Crackdown. Crackdown was another card. But basically you can see what the tendencies are. Yeah, Crackdown. It was Crackdown. Good job, guys. But this was the bread and butter, you know, back then. But a lot of it faded out, right? It phased out. First, the Tellarknights ban came to fruition, which took away Cyber Dragon Infinity from us because everybody was making Cyber Dragon Infinity when we were not aiming for this guy. You know, sometimes, I mean, we were, but not most of the time. Stellar Nova Alpha was, oh my god, Stellar Nova Alpha felt so good in the main back then. Because it triggers all of these guys, right? They banned Tellarknights right at the time where Diamond, I think, came out and about. And Diamond was really strong for us. Diamond and Dark Teller, these guys were really good. I remember there was no way to bring out Diamond. Oh, the butterfly, that's right. This one. Yeah, Blue Mountain Butter Spy, I think. Yeah. Blue Mountain Butter Spy. I mean, we can go back and forth. We can go to the chair, stick and chair. What is that? What is that called? That deck, the stick and chair deck. That was really strong with this guy as well. A fire hand, ice hand. Anything that basically spit out rank 4 monsters, we were actually the best deck to do that at the time. And then when Scepter, that's right, Star Seraph. Yes, you're right. It was the Star Seraph cards that came out. It was 3 of the Star Seraph Sovereignty and then the, I think, Scepter. Yeah, these were the 2. That's right. Hey, you guys got some knowledge. Yeah, but they took away Tellarknights from us, which kind of hindered the deck a lot because the turn skip was very hard to pull back then. Though with Soul Charge, it was possible. I mean, no, it was still hard to pull. I don't think we could have made 7 materials back then. It was very hard to do 7 materials. It was like triple Soul Charge. Can you imagine like laying out Soul Charge right now? But even with that, Tellarknights hitting the ban list did not help us at all. And when we searched for our ancestors to get some Constellar support, we were it did not help us much because at the time Constellar Caduceus did not exist. This guy did not exist. Caduceus did not exist at the time, I believe. He came out much later. Yeah, so we could not turn skip. This seemed impossible to skip with Tellarknights, which is crazy. We're like 7 material. When are we ever gonna get 7 material? We had to jump through so many loopholes to get 7 materials. So we couldn't do that. So at some point, they got rid of Soul Charge as well. Decks became much faster. So cards like Call of the Hunted, Crackdown, and Fiendish Chain was gone. And the moment they got rid of Soul Charge, making Rongo became harder. Not impossible, but harder because it was 5 level 4 warrior monsters, which is something that we used to do with this deck, but they took that away as well. And then Tellarknights kind of fell off for some people. For me, I kept going, but like competitive play wise, forget about it. Yeah, Rongo was the beast, man. If you guys don't know what Rongo does, or if you guys are too young to know what Rongo does, this guy will most likely 198% never come off the ban list. Oh my god, Tellarknights will abuse the fuck out of this guy. We made this with 5 level 4 bodies on the field. Once per turn you can, and then like once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you have to detach a material from this card. And then, so you got 5 materials under this, right? So during your turn you make this, let's say, with Soul Charge, which is so easy, right? And then Altair Reborns, and then blah blah blah, and just combo, just stockpiles. Your opponent cannot normal or special monsters, so like at least for 2 turns you have that, because you'll have 4 materials. So for 2 turns they cannot normal or special summon monsters, which is insane. This guy's unaffected by other cards, so this is the Liger Dancer. It was a 3000 attack, so you had to beat over it, but the problem is, when you summon this guy, he's unaffected, he blows up your opponent's field, right? Oh my god, yeah. This card was so... Man, I missed this card. Completely unfair of a card. Right? So then they took away Tellarknights, made things a little complicated for us. Diamond came on board, which is an amazing card, right? It just shits on dark decks altogether, and it's a floodgate. But the problem is, at the time, you can only bring this guy out during the main phase 2. Which was a problem for us, right? Because main phase 2, like, that means we're not... A lot of times we're not killing our opponent. So when this card came out, it gave us a boost, but like it was slow. There was a way. You're right. There was a way that prevented detaching, I think, or something like that, or like reattaching. I forget. But let's not linger on Rongo. So that's right. It was the 1-on-1. So when Diamond came out, it was really strong. Diamond with Dark Teller was really strong, except like it was hard to spam all these monsters out, because these 2 on the field are amazing and still to this day put in a lot of work against Yummy. But it was too slow, right? Because decks became a lot faster. So the image of the Tellarknights changed. Like, we couldn't play these continuous cards anymore. They were too slow. This went into the side. You know, it's like it was no longer worthy in the main. Photon Thrasher became too slow, right? Before they came out with, and this is my own personal history because I played this deck religiously. Before they came out with the next wave in Cyberstorm Access, we had cards like, we had a card called Appaloosa. If I know how to spell Appaloosa. Appaloosa. Oh my god. Does anybody know how to spell Appaloosa? Apple, maybe? Appaloosa? Oh, I got there. Okay, I got there. Appaloosa. And this is something that we can also... Actually, before even Appaloosa, it was what's the name of that card? Fuck. Noble Knight. It was the Noble Knight card. Let me touch up on that 1 second. Lila has a charger over there. Lila, can you charge his Switch? Thank you. So then we figured out that now we can spam not only XYZs, we can, when Lynx came out, we're like, okay, now we can get into Lynx, right? And one of the prominent cards was the Isolde, the 2 Tales of Noble Knights, because this was 2, and usually this was combined with Fossil card, the Fossil spell card, yeah, and then one of the Noble Knight, what do you call it, Renaud, right? Renaud, in for Noble Knight. Where are you? The level 1. Oh my god. This guy. Okay? So this 2 in combination with Isolde, it kind of searched us for our Tellarknight, as well as helping us make an easy Appaloosa. And the way we were achieving that is by setting up Delteros. Okay, so Delteros kind of like, if you guys are not aware, every time it goes to the graveyard, it brings out a different Tellarknight from your hand or deck. So we're able to abuse this in combination with Isolde, and we're able to make an Appaloosa easily. At the peak of the Tellarknights in this new age now, we were able to set up, or at least my version, Isolde with, at the time I was running Isolde with, what was it? I forget. Don't quote me. I gotta go back and look. But there was a point where we can easily spam out Isolde, right? Isolde with Appaloosa. So that was beautiful. Okay, that was a new way for us to play Tellarknights now. But unfortunately, Isolde ended up on the ban list. Okay, once Isolde ended up on the ban list, we had to figure out a new strategy. The deck slowed down a little bit. It died a little once more. We had to cut down the ratios, and we soon found out that it was, the Tellarknights were almost unplayable. Almost. Then they came out with support in Cyberstorm Access. Cyberstorm Access gave us 3 or 4 new Tellarknight cards, okay? And those cards were Alteran, those cards were Lirin, and the best 2 cards actually was the new spell card for us and Caduceus. Where's my boy Caduceus? So this was their first attempt. What's up? What's up? Thank you, Donut Touch. Welcome. Now, we're in the middle of where the Tellarknights are right now, right? This was some Cyberstorm Access. And to say that this support was underwhelming is an understatement in its own. Because this support was supposed to give us that boost to take us to the next tier, but you can tell they changed the playstyle, what they wanted to do with the deck. Instead of a control deck, they wanted us to shift to more combo heavy focus. And they did achieve that to some extent, right? Because now we introduced cards like, what do you call it? Armored, which was really helpful for us at the time. The Armored package was really helpful, right? Because now we could cut down on the less effective Tellarknights, which were really slow, to much stronger ones, which was Tellarknight Lirin, even though it was not a 1-card starter, sadly enough, because even when you go Chainlink 1 Deneb, Chainlink 2 Lirin, it does not grant you the ability to search off of Deneb. This was supposed to make Deneb a 1-card starter and never did, right? Because off of Deneb, when you normal her and then you search Lirin, a lot of people were under the impression that you can just summon Lirin because you summoned the Tellarknight, but it misses the timing. It does not comply with those rules anymore. So Lirin, instead of being that 1-card starter, became an extender, right? It did give us the ability to search this spell card, which is completely broken for us, but that's the only thing that it did, right? It became like a 2-card combo. And then it gave us access to and then we got access to Alteran, which made Unukalai a little more valuable, right? So what you do with that now, right, is Alteran, when it goes to the graveyard, at the time its effect was, it's still a great effect to this day. They tried to unify the 2 archetypes together because Constellars were being left behind, and this is something that I've been preaching. I'm like, why are they separating the deck? So when they eventually brought the decks, try to bridge the 2 decks together, it was sloppy. It was not uniform at all. So what they did was the new Tellarknights afterwards that came out, they changed their names, right? You notice it's no longer Tellarknights like their ancestors. It's now Tellarknights. And in order to do that, they made all Tellarknights Constellar cards. They did not retro this with these guys, so they're still kind of separate. But the Cyberstorm Access ones are. So this one reads, if it's sent to the graveyard, right? Let's see. If a Tellar or Constellar monster is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, and you're locked into battle with the XYZ monsters, which is fine, because that's what the deck is majority of the time. Also, when this card is summoned, you can target cards onto the field up to the number of light and dark XC monsters you control and destroy them. This is actually huge because you can only not destroy your opponent's monsters, you can destroy yours as well. So why this worked so well is because with the Deltaros loop, you would, and if you go back to my videos, you can see a bunch of replays, a bunch of duels. I've played this package for a long time. We were able to do is just spam out bodies with Deltaros, and then re-equip Deltaros with the armored package, to then send it to the... I wish I could show you the combo. I mean, maybe I can. I just have to build it. I don't want to see this, though. Okay. So let's say this was the combo, right? You normal, you special, you search, sure. And then you special. Oh shit, I missed the chain. I missed the chain, okay. No, I don't want to see an armored. That's the downside with this engine, is when you saw armored. Okay, so you go... This would work really well if I had more than 40 cards in the deck. Stop seeing armored. This is giving me PTSD because now I'm seeing armored the way that I used to. The concept was simple. You just normal, you know, like this, and then dump off of it. Dump whatever name. Let's say we dump this one. The point was when you make your Caduceus, right? You can go ahead and activate Caduceus effect. You banish this by detaching one. You get the spell in your hand, right? If somehow you get interrupted, you pivot to the armored engine. The armored engine, you detach two. You search for the two cards, right? And from here, you're gonna go ahead and reborn your Caduceus. Wow, this is giving me flashbacks. I don't have the M7. Fuck. Basically, you go into M7 and then into Deltaros. You pop Deltaros, it goes to the graveyard, brings out Altair, so that's one body. Altair brings out another body. And then you're going to use your armored card to equip Deltaros to Fortress. And off of that, you're going to bring out the new one, so this Lancer, so Deltaros falls off, triggering its effect again, and so on and so forth. So basically, you can reuse that. And the beauty of that is that at the end of it all, you're going to have a Lancer on the field, and you're going to go into Appaloosa with the 4 negates. And sometimes you make that with IP. So that was when the deck regained some strength and did pretty well at YCSs, at least from my end. But then they got rid of Appaloosa. So Appaloosa went on the chopping block, right? So your deck was starting to look like this, because now you're unified a little bit with Tellers and Constellars, right? So I'm going to tell you what the deck looked like. So Vega fell off, the Neb fell off, and this was starting to look like this, minus the hand traps. You added a copy of... So you maxed out on this, maxed 2 of these for sure. Trevor fell off because it was too slow. Now you had a bridge to Caduceus, right? Which was one of the better Constellar cards that you can summon. Back then you were not. If you're just joining the video, I'm going over the history of Tellarknights, of where we started to where we were in the middle and to where we are going heading to now. This was the middle point. This was the Cyberstorm Access and a little bit afterwards, okay? So this is what the deck looked like, because at the time you were not locked into Light and Darks. Ptolemaios came off the ban list. That was big for us. But you were running maybe 2 or 3 of this guy, because this was really good and it synergized with most of the Tellarknights. So now, and then I'll tell you what else you added. You had to run Twinkle, right? Because you wanted the 1-card combo. And with Twinkle came our best 1-card starter at the time, which was Sheraton, unfortunately. Pleiades also made a comeback in there. Yeah. This is the history of Tellarknights. And also a big part was awesome at the time because the time rules still existed. So awesome was really good when you're going against time and you're going first, because you can banish him off of Caduceus to trigger its effect. So this was our combo line at the after Cyberstorm Access, right? And what this gave us is a Snatch Steal and then few negates on board with the recursion, okay? And then something fantastic happened for us. Something excellent happened for us. We got the best. Yeah, I did run 2 of those. We did what do you call it? We got the best support that I had, and it was the Horus support. And what Horus gave us, man. Horus gave us something crazy. I ran the whole Horus package at the time because it gave us rank 8 access, right? As well as Tellarknight access. So we got Zombie Vampire. We got Nib protection now. with Photon Lord. And then we got Hope Harbinger. So basically it gave us another layer, right? Oh my god, you made me skip. I did not talk about Super Heavy Samurai. You're right. That was, oh wow. There's so much to go over. I'll go back to that in a minute. But let me finish up with the Horus. Give them their moment to shine, because with Horus we ran cards like another Beatrice, which was another banned card. And if you're asking me how are we able to make Beatrice, that was because of Constellar Twinkle, right? So what you do is you bring out a Tellarknight, make it a level 6 with Twinkle, and then banish the Tellarknight from your grave, get Twinkle back, and then make another 6. And now you had... I think Appaloosa was still alive back then. You had Beatrice, you had Appaloosa, you had Pollux. I think I had Pollux in the deck because it was a free. It was so free. And then Ghost Meets Girl was a side piece card because we were able to send that off of Beatrice. So this deck was really powerful for us because it gave Tellarknights an additional layer of interruption. So our end board consisted, majority of the time, was Appaloosa with all of the Horus monsters, plus not Horus monster recursions, right? Because off of the King's Sarcophagus, you bring them back during your next turn if somehow they get outed. But it gave us like legit one card starters, right? Because off of Zombie Vamp, not direct, but still legit way to do it. This was after Heavy Samurai. The Heavy Samurai was... So this deck was actually very successful for me. I've had huge success with this deck. But once Detonator came on board, it was really hard for me to justify keep using this deck because Detonator would just get rid of my continuous cards. And then Ghost Meets Girl got stayed, but Beatrice got hit. Right? So this, at its peak, was really strong with Beatrice. And then... Let me go back. Let me go back before I go forward. Because the guys really want me to talk about this. Because this deck was the true... the true spam of Super Heavy Samurais, man. This... I've never had, like, a deck spam out as much as this deck did. Super Heavy Samurais was... incredible when it hit. Because these two cards you never wanted to see in your hand, right? But having Super Heavy Samurais meant that you are limited to your spells and trap cards. So I think Armored Engine was not played in it at the time because you didn't need it. Because you wanted to limit your spells and traps, right? So what you got with Super Heavy Samurais is Prodigy Wakashu, right? And you had Samurai Motorbike. So this build focused exclusively on making Baron, which is also on the ban list now. And if you guys are not familiar with Baron, everybody was making Baron back then. This because there was $100 card that was really easy to make in almost all the decks. This was really easy for us to do off of just having Motorbike in hand, right? Motorbike, because when we make the Stardust, this one, yeah, Stardust, and this was Baron. Yes, I loved this version too because it gave us, man, it took away our, like, we couldn't run any spells or traps, but we didn't need to. I think that was, we had Ash Blossom, and this was a format where we didn't need to run that many hand traps. Let's see, what else was there? I think I did still run Sheraton as the worst one card starter. Skybridge was also here because it could be recycled. There was, I think that's it for the spells. I forget what the other cards were. Oh, we also run the Wakashu, not Wakashu, Borolo? No. There was another way to get to the Omni Negate, but I forgot. There was a level 8 that gets you there. Oh, I forget. This gave us access to Synchros, right? So it gave us access to cards like Psy Frame Gear, Overlord. What's the name? Frame Gear. Psy. Omega. So we could make Omega. We could make Stardust Dragon into Barone. And once Barone was set, we're making 5 material Tellarknights, turn skipping, and OTKing our opponent. So this was fantastic. And then they took away Barone. and then the whole deck died because like we could not make anything else that was worthwhile. But with all of that came a blessing. Came a blessing in the form of Fiendsmith, guys. Fiendsmith was the next wave of support that we indirectly got, which was fantastic for us. Because, well, we did not run all of the Fiendsmith cards, but we did run the ones that was necessary. And this was my YCS build as well. I think I still remember it to this day. Let me take out some. Ignore the hand traps here. Just focus on the monsters because those were like... Those would come and go. Not Lacrima. I did not make Lacrima. What's her name? This gave me Wave Hiking Caesar. And this gave me Necroquip. So the beauty with this deck, right, is now we have an engine that we can go into one another, right? With oh, let me put Lurie in here. And this deck can still work to this day, theoretically. You could run this. It's just there's, with the new support that's coming out, you won't need to. Because this was subbed out for Imperm. This deck is still like a little more fresh in my head than the other ones. What am I missing here? This. I was not running the full... I think I was still running the armored here. Because it was still strong. Even though more bricky. Right? So the goal of this deck was to get into your Fiendsmith engine and then vice versa get into your Tellarknight engine. Basically what it gave us is Hiking Caesar to support our board, and Hiking Caesar still to this day is a great card, but back then, a few years ago, it was still really strong. But then we discovered something else, right? We discovered that we have direct access to a Link 1 in our Tellarknight. I mean, to our we have direct access to Requiem. And our direct access to Requiem was a Tellarknight all along, right? We had Zephyroxiton, which was a fiend. Stellar Knight Zephyroxiton was a light fiend that we used in our deck that could be searched. So now we have ways to pivot into one another, right? And I'm pretty sure I'm still missing a key component here. But let's see if I can pull off this combo still. Wow, this is hilarious. Okay, so you go send. Let's go you add. Let's just pretend that's all I got. This is weird. This is a weird hand. I don't think I can pivot anyway. This is probably going to be a Caesar pass for me. I have no Tellarknight names. Let me see if I can get a better hand. This hand is funny. Wow, man, I'm so out of practice because it's been a while. I'm trying to remember how you get into... Okay, all right, let's just play this out. Let's say you normal... You search for the spell, right? You guys are making me dust off the old play style. I have Fabled in there, yeah. Yes, Moon of Closed Heaven. Yes, that's what that was. I'm like, what am I missing here? It was Moon of Closed Heaven. But honestly, you didn't need it at the time because you already had... let's add this to our hand. Okay, so where we go from here is we go armored. Right? Here. Okay, I think it's slowly coming back now. You special summon. Mind you, if we wanted to go, we could just normal summon this and go into our Link 1. But we are playing this differently. We are gonna... I want to show you guys what the Deltaros line looked like. Oh yeah, I linked. Then I linked these two away. It would be a link to. You're right. It would be a link to for Moon. Moon of Close Heaven. That was another one. We had access to both engines. Fabled Lori is in there. But the easy one, you can just normal summon this and go full Fiendsmith combo. That's the fun part. But if you didn't want to do that, you just add. You dump. You summon. And then from here, after you're done making your Fiendsmith engine, then you go normal summon Sheraton, and then from there you combo into your Tellarknight engine. While this deck was fantastic, what is it called? It was filled with a lot of bricks, as you can tell. We got so many bricks in this deck, but the ceiling was really high. I really love this deck. I took this deck to YCS, eventually losing to the next. Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna talk about the next wave that came, okay? And that is, some of you guys don't like this. Some of you might be turned off by this, and I don't blame you. I think some of you know where I'm going with this. Oh, the armored still existed actually. This gave me like the best version of the Tellarknights that I made. But also at the same time, you guys not gonna like this. You guys are not gonna like this, I can tell. But Moon got banned and Fiendsmith fell off a little bit. This deck beat me at the YCS. This is the strongest deck I've built since. At its full peak, it was really powerful because it was triple this, 1, 1. You guys, I know you guys don't like this, but this is the deck that carried me a lot because, not because of what you think, right? It's not because it's Ryzeal. I mean, a lot of it is because it's Ryzeal. But, hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I got everything here. Because it required us to play such a minimal Tellarknight engine, even 2 of this, I think. Aggregator. It gave us Eclipse Twin. Right? Now we're entering into more stable version of this that you guys will probably remember. So it gave us this, it gave us Aggregator. And the one broken card that it gave us that got banned before K9 even started abusing is Paradise Smasher. Let me just type up Smasher. This was like really a high roll deck that I excelled at. I loved Paradise Smasher. Tellarknights was not in here, I don't think. So the concept of this deck, you're setting up Paradise Smasher before going into your Ryzeal combos. I really wish I could remember the exact deck list, what it looked like. I think Reinforcements of the Army was here. I think, what's that called? Bonfire was at 3. Then you had your Hand Traps, Droll and Imperm. Oh, you have Imperm already. Let's say Nibiru. Just to fill the void. This deck was cracked. This deck really like took off, man. Do you guys remember Paradise Smasher? I know you guys remember Paradise Smasher. It did so much work. Oh, I know what's missing. Here. 7 Tachyon. Missing Masquerade. There you go. More or less, this is what the deck looked like. If you guys remember this, you guys enjoyed my content for far too long. See, even if you open like this, right, and you're like, ah, shit, I got this. You can go 7 Tachyon, reveal, you can search for ice, and then you put this back. So the whole combo, I'm trying to remember this. I think it revolved around normal summoning ice, activating effect, because this does not lock you. And this brought out sword. Sword got you X'd for later, but since we have X'd, we're chilling, right? And now you're not locked, right? So now you're pivoting. They're expecting you to hit with the Ryziel stuff, but you're not. You're pivoting, right? You're banishing this by detaching this. You're going here, right? Then they're like, what the hell is going on? So now you go, oh my god, I forgot the best card in here. The best card, the new Tellarknight that came out that we were not a new, but an old one. That was key, and that's Capella. Capella was key in this. I don't think we ran this one either. Natsauce knows. Alright, let me demonstrate the combo here. It runs better when I don't run into armored. Okay, so all you needed was ice, right? So you search ice. Now you're gonna go ahead and normal summon ice. The second part was like getting into this engine without locking yourself. You bring out sword. Sword will get you X, and that's the key one to have, right? But you're gonna hold on to X. You're gonna pivot to your Tellarknight engine here. You're gonna activate effect. You're gonna banish, detach, add the spell. Then you're gonna go into your armored. And this is like peak cooking, okay? This is what I mean when I say I've cooked a lot with this deck. So they're still expecting Ryziel stuff, right? But you're not gonna give them Ryziel. So far you're just feeding them Tellarknights. And I really miss this deck now that I'm seeing it over and over again. So you go Deltaros effect, detach, you pop, you go effect. Do I have a Tellarknight engraved? I do. But I'll go here, effect, you send. Now, you're gonna go effect, you're gonna activate this, you're gonna equip Deltaros to this card. Now you're gonna bring him out again. You're gonna go Deltaros effect again. You're gonna special summon your Capella, and then Capella will be chainlink 1, and then Altarian will be chainlink 2. Now, if you go for 3 materials with Capella, you can make Paradise Smasher. So now all this is made with 3 materials of Paradise Smasher, right? Before that, you go activate effect again, you add it back. Do you guys see what's happening here? So you go Paradise Smasher effect, you detach 2 materials, you roll. So now your opponent is locked out of using effects, right? The player with a higher total cannot activate monster effects or declare attack until the end of their turn. So now this was all Tellarknights. Now you're gonna go ahead and extend, right? You're gonna special summon. I think I sent Eclipse Twins. And then Eclipse Twins activate, bringing these 2 back. You bring him again, you pop him. You bring out a Tellarknight. Let's not use this effect. I mean, can we? We can. Now you're gonna go 2 material. We can go 3 material if we wanted to. Why not? Let's go 3 material here. You're gonna go effect, equip. So now you have a big 4 material. So now the beauty of this, you don't have to use materials off of Duo Drive, right? You can detach materials off of Paradise Smasher, which you're not gonna need, and you can detach a material off of him, which you're not gonna need. So now you get to plus to infinity, right? You don't need this. You need this and this, because star, when it hits, you detach, summon itself, and then heal place. And then you activate. This was the craziest board I've ever made. So now you get to special him out. And then you get to, what do you send? You can send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. So from the hand. Let's say you don't need the imperm. I hope you guys are still keeping up with me because I have not cooked this deck for a while. There's so many layers in here, right? And then you go activate, you target this, you bring this, bam. And now for the follow-up turn, I think if somehow they out this board, I think I set this trap down. I was able to reborn off of, who was it? I was able to reborn and then make Baguska, and then just, it's just so many layers, as you guys can tell. It's crazy. But yeah, this was the peak of, honestly, with like the best rank 4 version, Paradise Smasher. I was winning locals, I was doing really well at events, and then they got rid of Paradise Smasher, and then they butchered a lot of this. I think once Paradise Smasher got hit, I stopped playing this, because that's the only reason why I did. It was to turbo it out. And then they hit Bonfire, of course. I'm gonna keep 7 Tachyon here because I'll show you what I started playing next. I'm gonna take a break a little bit because this is tiring. Because I have to go back memory lane. And if you guys notice I'm missing something, please tell me. At this time, time rules changed as well. Awesome was gone. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be back, and then we're gonna jump into the next chapter of the Tellarknights right before the new support. Okay, stay tuned. Okay. No, it's not done. It's not done. I did the Rizio one. I know you didn't like it, but that's. I think that's us. I think you enjoyed the way I cooked up Paradise Smasher with Rizio. But now that Rizio was out of the picture, another deck came to fruition, and this was something that was brought up to me by Ryan Cohen, a good friend of mine. He's like, "Why don't you run this deck instead?" This version, and that was Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi at its full power, man, is a force to be reckoned with because it just gave us so much. And this deck, honestly, I almost made it to. It was fun. So at the time it was 3 Habakiri. This was in the side. 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And it was pre-preps. And it was actually, this was cut down because we had an in-engine searcher. I don't think I even had, I'm trying to remember what I had and what I didn't have. I think the engine was very minimal for, this is like for the first time Tellarknights really took a backseat, right? Because of how underwhelming they were. My new Tellarknight build with new Rebellion plus Ophion. I gotta see it, man. I gotta see it, Cedric. But this was like the real power of the deck because it gave us amazing cards. This is the first time that XYZ started mixing with rituals, which was insane. Dynamundo, it gave us Zombie Vampire. As well as Honestly, like, I think, like, even though the main deck Tellarknight monsters are not that much, the end board was so much more oppressing than you could ever imagine. I'll tell you why. I think this was the ratios. Am I missing something from this list? Natsos? Maybe Pot of Prosperity? I think there was Pot in there because I didn't need that much extra deck space at the time. It was a minimal Tellarknight engine. I don't even think I needed Rhoda. And the concept was simple. You're making your... I think you're making your... Oh, wait. That's what that was. I had Dugaris. I think I had Dugaris in there. I don't know. I can't remember anymore, guys. It's been too long. It's been too long. But anyway... The concept is... I wish I had 40 cards in here. You guys are gonna make me go look in what it was, huh? I'll go look. Hold on. Let me see what the build was. Let me see what my Mitsurugi Tellarknights were all about. We also made FTK log, by the way. I'm not gonna jump into that one. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I'm looking. It was 3 Abakiris. I should make like a separate list as like Hall of Fame decks. Murakumo, each of the little guys, 3 prayers, 1 mirror. I think I made the trap card. Yep. 3 Ash, 3 Fualos, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Nib. Okay. So it's just hand traps. Fualos, Nibiru, and let's say Called By. Called By was great. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. King of the Feral Imps, guys. It was King of the Feral Imps. That card also got banned. I mean, it was not mandatory. I know. Okay. More or less what the deck looked like. So the concept was really simple. You reveal Habakiri. You summon. You pitch. You activate effects. You add ritual, right? And since we're on that, let's add another Habakiri. Okay, so now you go ritual here. You summon from hand. It's crazy how this deck has evolved. You go Chainlink 1 to get the ritual back. You go Chainlink 2. Ah, shit. Shit! I added too many. I added too many. Too much gas. Hold on. Alright, this is fine too. Is it? I don't fucking know. I just want to see like a standard hand. This is standard. Okay. So you go 1, you go 2. Okay. You activate Habakiri. Man, I'm rusty with this. Habakiri Sand. You add Ritual. You activate Ritual from hand. You summon Habakiri by sending this and this. Okay. You go 1, add. You go 2, search for this Futsu. Then you go activate again. Now you're bringing out the big boy by tributing this. This comes back by searching prayers. Okay. Then you activate Mirror. You summon this by tributing this. This resolves, giving you Magatama, let's say for example. And you summon it back. So these two have been used up already, okay? So here, you're gonna go ahead and activate prayers. You will tribute a reptile. You can add in special. Sure. Add, take 800. You special a little guy, right? And now you resolve this. You search for your Omni, and you special him back out on the field. So you want to keep your Futsu back, a Futsu on the field. So in here you go 2 level 8s. You're going to search for your Dragluxion. You're going to activate its effect. You're going to add 7 Tachyon. Then you're going to activate 7 Tachyon. I hope you guys are still with me here. You're going to search for Unukalai. Shuffle back Ash Blossom so it stops asking me. Let's set Magatama. I don't want it to keep asking me. Simplify our hand a little bit. So now you're going to commit your first normal summon. You're going to activate the effect. You're going to drop Alteran in the grave. You're going to go 2 materials here. You're going to keep Alteran there. You're going to activate effect. Detach. You're going to banish and detach. You're going to activate this. You're going to overlay on top. This triggers Alteran to come out. If you want to pop a card in the field, you can, but you don't have to. And last step, you're going to activate this. You're going to reborn Unukalai. And from here, you're going to go into your copy of Battle Mist, okay? And then here, you're going to rank this into Diamond. Okay, so now what you have on board is you have Recursion, right? Off of Mitsurugi, off of Futsu. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot this. You're gonna detach these 2 to bring out Hope Harbinger. Hold on 1 second. Live streaming with kids, never boring. All right. Alright. Where was I? Okay, now, this is the board that I would make a lot of times at YCSs and at regionals. This was my pride and joy. If you go back and look at all my videos, this is what, for the first time, felt like you're actually playing Tellarknights again. Not like Ryzeal and not like super heavy where it's Omni negating to turn skip. This actually felt really powerful, right? Because now you're going against cards like Yummy and stuff like that that are all dark that can't be used. So Battle Mist does its thing. You have a spell negate. You have Diamond with 3 negates on any dark monster in hand or field. And Battle Mist makes everything on field dark. As well as Diamond now becomes kind of a boss monster because when they summon, you do bring out your Habakiri, which gives minus 800 to your opponent. So this technically becomes plus 800, which is 3500. Beast of a Tower. You can't add from grave to hand. You can't send from deck to grave. It just does a lot. And then Futsu is protection, and then you have your Omni Negate trap card in the back, and then some cards in hand, right? So this was really broken. This was one of the most fun I've had with the deck for a long time. And it remained true. The only thing that hit was Feral Imps. That didn't bug us so much. They limited this. This deck to this day you can make and play. I just got tired of using it, to be honest. Ever since they announced the new Tellarknights support, that's all I've been doing. So if you want to make this deck, you theoretically can. To this day. I think you just have to bump the count there, and it's fixed. As a matter of fact, I could put this deck together right now and take it to locals and regionals, but there's just no point. There's no point because there's no point because we are transitioning into a new age. And that is the new Tellarknights, guys. And that's where we are now. The new Tellarknights have been announced. Finally, the support long after Cyberstorm Access. I think 3 years after, we got the cards that we've been asking for. We got a new Deltros. We got an actual boss monster in Ptolemy and Omega 7, which is a tower, and shuffle monsters into the deck. We get to abuse the power of Battle Mist. We get to use the power of Ptolemaeus. And honestly, this deck should be able to win a YCS with the right pilot. And I don't know who that right pilot is, but it could be me, could be you. And the fun fact is, you can still use the Mitsurugi engine with it if you want to. But, to me, I found an engine that's even better. And again, this is all subjective, and this is something that's up to you. Because at first, when this was announced, I was making link plays. And I thought that was going to be it. But then later on, after this initial support, they gave us Stellar Nova Bonds. Which is a way to... They finally figured out how to spam out making Tellarknights like the new age Ryziel. Which is funny, because when Ryziel came out, they're like, oh, this is the replacements for Tellarknights. Exactly. I was presented... Let me correct myself. I was presented an engine that could help Tellarknights. And that engine was the Onomat engine. That was by Kreisco, I believe, right? He's the one that recommended it. That's why you guys should be joining the Discord channel. That's where all the cooking happens. And the Onomat engine was brought to my attention. Oh, well, the Onomat engine, but that's not... Go engine was brought to my attention by Kreisco. And honestly, this engine is pretty solid. You know, I'm not going to lie. Let me actually scrap this. Let me delete this so you guys can actually see what the deck looks like. This is what the deck looks like currently as is. Let me take this out. I present to you guys the 2026 Tellarknights. This is the aggressive version of the deck. You know, you don't necessarily have to have this version of the deck, but this is how I run it. I think it's to a point where Rhoda is not even necessary in this deck. I'm not exaggerating that, because like everything is just so easily accessible and searchable. It's insane. You have 6 copies of Rhoda already. 1 Rhoda is not going to make a difference. So what we have here is, this is like the very aggressive style of Tellarknights, which I guess is just what I've been holding on to deep inside since 2015, because it took us so long to be able to compete with this deck that, like with the current decks, that I've been wanting to play something very aggressive and very pure. And this is what the deck's been with the new support able to give us. You know, it's busted. It is broken, and it's unlike Ryziel. Onomat is though not as powerful, it's free. It lets us extend in 2 different ways. One engine can get into another halfway. We could get into the Onomat. No, that's not correct. We cannot directly get into the Onomat engine, which is unfortunate. In the future, maybe when they come up with a card, we can. I believe they are releasing more cards, like the Gaga cell phone subtraction. which is yeah, which this will give us a bridge, I think, right? Same with the new magician. Well, I have not explored these cards yet, but I will. But it all requires you is the coat, the Zubaba Pancho. You need the Goblinberg, one of the Omatokage, and then what else? And then the extra deck monsters, right? And then the spell. But what this does is it gives you such powerful boss monsters. Hey Cyril, welcome to the stream. I am talking now currently about the new Tellarknights support in 2026 and how the deck is going to look like, at least from my perspective. There's also a different version of this, which is just pure Tellarknights and Constellars. That's more low to the ground, but gives you the options to play more hand traps like the Dominus ones. So it's really pick your poison in a way. Do you want to go aggressive style and just play through all the hand traps, or do you want to be more reserved and play like and have more room in the extra deck? Both are viable. I'm not ruling out the other one, and I'll make it and then show you guys both versions. But this is like the current one. I'm glad you're asking that, because currently instead of that we're making a tower in Utopic Draco Future. And I'll show you the combo right now. I'll show you this combo, and then later on I'll make a video about I can make it in this one too if I have time, since we're all here. So this deck composes of spamming out rank 4 monsters, right? You have cards like Gaga Dorodo the Warrior, you have Goblinberg, to a point that the Tellarknights are no longer necessary as your main normal summons. Which is crazy thing to say, even though we have we have so many 1-card starters. It is absurd. Like, we should not be losing. Okay, so this is simple, right? We're gonna start off with the Dorodo Warrior. You're gonna go ahead and summon him and then bring out Onomatokage. You're gonna activate this effect, bring this out, right? So from here, we're gonna go into our girl. We're gonna activate effect. We're gonna detach, add Onomatopera. You're gonna activate. So now look at our hand, right? We have not committed to anything yet. We have not normal summoned yet, which I don't even think we need to do anymore in this deck. We have Bonds, which specials from deck. We have Onomatopera, which searches from deck. It's so much gas, it's absurd. So we're gonna use Onomatopera. We're gonna discard. We're gonna add these two. Oops. And Goblinberg will be our normal summon, because now we're gonna activate the effect of Coat. We're gonna bring this boy back. This is our new Deltaros. We're gonna make Eclipse Twin here, and this will make sense to you guys in the future. Okay, this is their nib territory without us committing to anything. If they nib here, that's fine. If they don't, we have Draco Slayer, and it's not just a Draco Slayer. It's Draco Slayer equipped with Gaga Girl, right? Why am I saying Draco Slayer? What the fuck? Utopic Draco Future Draco Slayer. Okay, well, if they nib here, right? They nib before this. If they nib before this, you still have 1-card combo, 1-card combo. Full 1-card combos. You can turn skip still. We can turn skip right now. Do you guys want me to turn skip? Because we could do that. If you have Bonds in your hand, strong chances are you're turn skipping your opponent. If they nib, they have to nib here. Right? And if they do, you are... Yeah. So now you have Draco Future. If they nib, then you're turn skipping them on their opponent. No, you can't turn skip because they're gonna occupy, but you're still making your full board. If they don't, all these 3 materials matter. Eclipse Twin is your recursion. Gaga Girl, you can give this guy 2 swings, right? And then you have this guy who gives him the ability, if this face-up card on the field is destroyed by card effect, you can just detach one of these guys instead. and this guy's a tower. Alright, so now you're nip proof. Now you're gonna normal summon your goblin. Goblin, bring the lizard back again. Now you go into Tellarknight Bridge. Okay? So now that the Tellarknight Bridge is accomplished, you're banishing caster. You're detaching shit. You can detach Goblinberg again to get the final copy. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because we want to keep one to special him just in case for the next turn. You're special summoning her. But if you didn't, right? If you didn't have another one, you can just go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. But we're just going to go Chainlink 1 here. We don't need to do that. By the way, I don't think we normal summoned already. You're going to activate this effect. You're going to add this. Now, this is all if you're going first. If you're going second, your board changes. Right? Obviously. You're going to make into your new Deltaros. You're going to detach Signian. You're going to copy of... Oh, why did I add this? Honestly, I didn't need that because I have her in hand already. You're going to dump... let's dump a Tellarknight name in there just to have. Oh, this is funny. We can go full gas. Should I do this? I should do this because I want her in the grave. Look at it. Caster's effect is live. Let's go caster effect. Bring another Signian. Okay. Now here's what you're doing. You're making your Dark Teller. Stay in the grave. You're gonna activate the spell card. This is the problem we're having, guys. We have too much gas, okay? You're gonna go here, you're gonna activate this effect to make the new Deltaros. And the reason you're doing that is because now you're trying to just get monsters into the graveyard, right? You're gonna make 2 material here, you're gonna get this out of the way. You're gonna activate Deltaros effect, pop itself. You're gonna activate his effect to bring one from the grave. I mean from the deck. I'll be Altair. Just Altair effect. Oh my god, we have too many monsters on the field. This is what I was afraid of. So awkward. Such an awkward board state. Actually... yeah, Altair is just extra, unfortunately. Because I had to dump... There was a better way that I could have played that by not activating bonds. Just held on to it. But now that we did, we're going to have to kind of play into it. Detach, discard. You're going to special your tower. Actually, I could bring this out. Let's just clear our board. There, so it looks better. Now what we have here is this masterpiece. What stands out to you is if we're gonna have like one extra deck. 2 cards in the extra deck, right? But these 2 cards are important, and here's why. Here's why. Okay, so yeah, we already established what Draco Future is. Oh man, my throat is dry and I'm talking so much. We know what Zexal does, right? And here it is if you don't. So he gains equal to the rank. So that's a 6,500 attack monster, right? When your opponent activates a card effect, so it takes, right? It takes a monster. This takes a monster as well. So we have 2 monster takes. But when this card takes a monster, your opponent cannot target other cards on the field with card effects, except this card. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can detach, take control. Also, this card cannot be destroyed. So it cannot be so this can be targeted, but cannot be destroyed by card effects. So now you have this tower that's 6,500 right now. This that shuffles two monsters on the field back into the deck, and then you have this, right? That detaches 3 that brings out a different Tellarknight. So here's the tricky part. You guys see 2 extra deck, you're like, oh shit, we're cooked. That's not completely true. Caduceus on summon, which you will summon if somehow during your next turn you're back against the board. It brings 2 Tellarknights back into your extra deck or back into your hand. So you have recursion. Eclipse Twin reborns 2 Tellarknights, 2 XCs, right? Which you will have. So which is recursion. This when it sends 3, brings out Pleiades. Pleiades will bounce this back to your hand, which is recursion. And let me demonstrate. And then you have the Lizard, which banishes itself and puts 2 extra deck monsters back into our extra deck. So even though it seems like we have 2, we don't have 2. Alright. Now let's say this is the playthrough, right? And all this is happening. You can detach 3, making this guy a tower, bringing out Pleiades. You could bring out Alteran, which I recommend doing depending on the board state that you're going up against. You're gonna pop 1, 2, we got 4 pops, 3, 4, pop herself. If they chain somehow, you can go ahead and chain this boy. You can put a monster back, which make this a tower right away. You can detach this to make it a tower again. And now what you have is triple towers. You have follow-up, right? Because this is live. You have this, which just gives you more Tellarknights. Look, because more pops as well, right? Because when this comes out, and this has another 4 pops, right? And then when you make her or him, he gives you recursion, like bringing any of these back to your hand. This duel is over by now. That's what I want to show you guys. That's the power of the Tellarknights in 2026. In just a couple months, you'll be able to get those cards in your hands. And this is what I recommend. Like the ratios that you guys see before you are the correct ratios. 3 of each of the new ones, 3 of the new spells, 1, 2 extra deck monsters, and then that's about it. Now there is more conservative version of this, and that just leaves you with 3 of this. You take this out, you take Goblinberg out, you take out the Veilers, you take out the 3 Searchers, and again, this is like a different version, so it's up to you which way. You take this out, you take this and this out, you take Eclipse Twin out. It gives you 4 extra deck slots, as well as now the ability to run the Dominus cards. Bump this. Now you can run Vimana. You can run Exciton Knight. You can run Baguska. And you can run another Teller XC. Okay, now this is the pure version. And it's equally as good, I would say. It's just not as aggressive, right? They're both really good, I'm not gonna lie. And your board is mostly similar. It's just the way that you're gonna be able to play through hand traps is not the same. This is better for going, like, if you're going second, right? You have more impactful hand traps. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17 hand traps, right? And your hands look like this. If you want a board wipe, you can, because you go here. Like, oh no, they make a tough board. If you want to force an interaction, you can. You can go into Exciton Knight, or if you're playing into Fualos, which we can't out. I mean, we could out it now with Call by the Grave, but if we couldn't, we'd just make Baguska and pass. Both versions are good. I recommend like getting both of these handy, and then once the format kind of unravels itself, you can decide which version you want to play. But anyway, I thought I would show you guys this, share with you what the Tellarknights, what the Tellarknights will look like in the future. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this type of content. I'm definitely having fun with this. And then, like, just to show you like what it would look like against a live deck, we can actually have some matches here. Go to casual. Let's have a match. Oh, this is the pure version. I need to tell her. Yeah. Let's have a match. By the way, I will be doing a live stream today as I'm prepping for the regionals in Pasadena. This coming Saturday. I will be taking Gem Knights, which is another deck that I've taken a lot of interest in. And Gem Knights are like a go in second OTK deck. Oh, this is interesting. Just pass, huh? So now we can play this out. Ah, we did have it. We did have the call by. Okay, so he has the Baguska, right? I mean, we can try an OTK, but the fact that he passed, we're just making Baguska and making them beat us. Sometimes you have to take a step back. Love to see it. And now we go on the offensive, right? So this is like the more controlled version of the deck. Some of you might like it too. I like it for this reason. The fact that we can, like, we don't have to lose 2 hand traps. Actually, I think the smart thing here, I almost forget, is to make Vaimana. So now we're nib protected as well. Yep, and now we kill him. What's the trap near the counter? Which one? Oh, this one? This one's the... This one's an actual Omni Negate that we can search off of Gaga Girl. This is if we're going post side into game 2 or 3, depending if we want or not. It's an Omni Negate trap card. You can banish as well as target XC monster, attach a light Utopia or Utopic XOZ. Pretty good trap card, but it's a side deck card. Alright, anyway. Oh wait, did I not? Ah, man. Okay, hold on. I messed it up. I meant to show you the aggro version. But you saw how, like, this version is more versatile through hand traps in its own way, right? Fuwalos is our biggest rival. If we can play through that, then we're fine. Where's the girl? Yeah. Do. And then the Utopic. Bam. Oh, not this one. The OG. I just love the Utopia monsters. And then the Eclipse one. Okay. So now you have 2 versions. Did that answer your question on the trap card, by the way? Charizard? Well, we have great hands. I will never shotgun a Fuwalos. Except now. What if we get drolled? Okay, it depends where we get drolled, right? Because Dorododo plays around droll, right? Because warrior dumps specials, and then once you go into, it just depends on what your hand looks like, right? Tellarknights play really well because this one specials from deck, and then once you special into 2, that's what I'm saying. Like it really depends on what you want. Wow, this guy did not play anything. So this is I'm not afraid to go into full combo here, by the way. He's not gonna bluff me out of this. Because I know what deck he's playing. I just need to put up a lot of lethal here. He can drop all his board breaker cards he wants. He has an Ash Blossom, that's fine. I'm playing against Sky Striker. There's no way he's playing Nibiru. As long as we have Constellar Tellarknights in hand, I'm not afraid of whatever he has. Come on, dude. I know you don't got shit. Ah, I lied. Okay. I lied. I'm a liar. He does have the nib. But it's okay. We are playing through Nibiru. I'm gonna have to put some cards back. Ah, what is he playing that has Nibiru? There's no way Sky Striker plays Nib. I'm about to eat my words. I did not for a fact play this save. Why does Sky Striker run Nibiru? Anyway. Thing is, I don't know if we're still dead or not. I don't think we're dead, funny enough. Oh yeah. Join the Discord, my friend. Nat's House can send the link. Bro. This is a pile deck. It's not a real deck. Anyway. That's my own ego cost me the win. I should have played it safe. I could have made nib protection, but I just went trying to gas him. Alright. That's my fault for playing dumb. Alright, now we'll play conservative. I'll drop a link right now. Let's go onomatopoeia. Add and wait, how many do we have? What the fuck? Why do I have 2? Damn, that's rude. Why did I summon that? Hold on. If you control Zubababa or Gagaga. Okay, hold on. What's the girl count as? Okay, so she's a Gagaga. I don't think he reborns it, does he? Does he bring it back? Oh, he does bring it back. Okay, cool. We're in business still. I was worried for a second there. Okay, so now we just go this route. Caduceus. Once we got the spell, I think we're chilling. And this is a branded deck. You guys want me to fucking slaughter this? It's so easy to do. Oh my god, this is a branded deck. Check this out. Watch what this deck does to Branded. This is why Diamond is going to be extra cracked in this. Because of the materials it has attached under it. We have a 6 material diamond. That cannot be destroyed. That's also a spell negate. That's also a dark monster, like dark and light monster battle stoppage. So good luck adding the diamond. You cannot activate Branded Fusion. Good luck. The diamond, but motherfucker! I knew it. The only way to fucking add this card, motherfucker! Ah! This fucking nah. Fuck you. I'm playing no fucking grass. I could have shit on this. I would have shit on this. I would have shit on this. Oh, the motherfucking super poly, bro. Every time. Every time that's the fucking super poly. Are you kidding me? Six material die. Why can't you let me have this, bro? I'm about to go for a run. Yeah, it is PTSD from you. Fuck. There's literally nothing else I could have added the fucking card. I could have... Yeah, okay, I hope you're happy. I'm about to whoop your ass. We're recursion. Ophion. Ophion is the key, huh? You would have super polyed away my Ophion. Oh my god, the top deck is horrendous. Actually, it might work. I know how you make Ophion. It's the... You have to go Dark Teller, huh? But then you just super poly Ophion and the Dark Teller. Yeah, super poly me again? No, I'm kidding. Do I know what that is? Is that another one spell? That was so fucking maddening. Are all my Tellarknights gone? I was so sure I was gonna win that shit too. Let's bridge. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, that's a light. Okay, thank God. Yep. I saw that play. Mirror Jade. Yep. I think I'll give him a little PTSD here. It's okay. He's like, fuck this card. The grind game of Yu-Gi-Oh, huh? Nobody tells you about this one. Let's go to materials here. You go here. Now we're gonna make some boards. need this spell back to hand. Ooh, we're putting diamond back. Oh shit, I thought it was back to the deck. Hello? Hey. They took away your blood? Oh no. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll help you, babe. Okay. Bye. Alright guys, the live stream has to wrap it up now. I have to get going. Alright, I have to get going, guys. But you saw how this live stream is going to end. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Wifey's home. I got to bounce. Have a good rest of your day. Tellarknight is out.